Let's take a look at Maharashtra. 7 seats of Maharashtra go to polls today, where voters will decide the fortunes of senior leaders like Union Minister Nitin Gadkari, Hansraj Ahir in the Vidarbh region. Farm distress is, of course, the biggest issue of the drought-hit Vidarbh region. Yavatmal, which votes today, has seen the maximum number of farmer suicides in the state. And we know Maharashtra is the highest among farmer suicides in the country. In fact, among the candidates in the fray is a widow whose husband had committed suicide. She's 28 years old and she's actually contesting and going up against the BJP candidate based on money that she has crowdsourced and people have donated to her. Our colleague Mandar had actually gone out to meet her in person as well. Also going to the polls is the Maoist-infested Gadchiroli area, which is interestingly saw the maximum number of Nota votes polled in 2014. These elections, you'll see a direct fight between the BJP Sena alliance and the Congress NCP alliance, and it remains to be seen if the farmers' fury in the Vidarbh region decides the fate of these candidates. My colleague Arunil is currently in Nagpur. Nagpur is, of course, where Nitin Gadkari is contesting. We saw him come out and vote with his family not long ago. Nagpur is also the seat of the RSS, the parent of National Party BJP. Arunil, and we understand Nagpur is apparently fairly gung-ho about the BJP. It's also because Nitin Gadkari has apparently focused a lot of his development projects over the last 4 years on the Vidarbh region in Nagpur. So, if you've spoken to people coming out of the booths, what are they telling you? What is their main consideration going into these into this voting day?
Well, Faye, since the last 3 days, I've been traveling to 3 different constituencies in the Vidarbh region. I was in Nagpur in the morning. At present, I am in Ramtek. The sun is blazing out here, but yet we could see several voters coming to the polling booth. In fact, the Nagpur's polling percentage was 9.50, which was the highest in the Vidarbh region. If we compare it with the last year in 2014, the BJP Sena alliance had swept across the entire 10 seats in Vidarbh. Today, 7 seats are going into polls. When I met several voters over here, what they've been saying is like, what we could figure out is like the agrarian crisis, the water problem still remains. But there is hope amongst the voters as well. If we see, mainly Maharashtra politics has been dominated by leaders like the Pawars and the Patils from Western Maharashtra. However, now they are seeing hope with Nitin Gadkari at the center and CM Devendra Fadnavis in state as the chief minister. So they are seeing hope now. That's what we get to know with respect to Ramtek as a constituency is concerned. Congress certainly has a lot of hope from this constituency. Late former Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao was a 2-time MP from here. So the Congress cadre is there in this particular constituency. But the perennial problem of issues within the party, the infighting within the party may hurt the Congress over here. Nitin Raut, who's a senior scheduled caste leader from the Congress party and who's from this Vidarbh region, he had basically 3 days back said that Rahul Gandhi had said that he should be contesting elections from here, but because of Mukul Vasnik or because of some other leaders, he couldn't get the candidature from here. And so this infighting prevails in Ramtek. This particular infighting also prevails in Chandrapur. If you see Dhanorkar, who was a Shiv Sena MLA, he was given a Congress ticket. If you remember, Shiv Sena is a cadre-based party, so how many of Shiv Senics will be going and voting for him? That remains a question. Whereas the Congress leaders, we get to know they are protesting against it. And yesterday there was an IT raid at his office also. Several Congress workers, supporters of Suresh Dhanorkar, were protesting against it. He's up against Hansraj Ahir, a heavyweight candidate, yes, a union minister of state. With respect to Nagpur is concerned, all eyes are on the central seat of Nagpur. Nitin Gadkari came in the morning. He voted over here. Nana Patole, if you remember.
And of course, Arunil, please stay hydrated. It's extremely hot in the Vidarbh region. Just going out after our turnout, Yavatmal has seen a turnout of 6.3% up till 9 a.m. Gadchiroli 5.3%. Mr. Bharat Rao was telling us how he finds that disappointing. On the channel with me at this point, Bharat Kumar Rao, Dharmendra Zore is the political editor of the Midday, and Vinay Tiwari, consulting editor of the Times Network. Pasha Sen has been kind enough to decide to stay with us for this conversation as well. let's put the big question on the screen. The big question on the screen, and I will be heartbroken if the answer is caste, gentlemen. I'm warning you before we start. The question is, will the farmers' fury in Vidarbha be decisive as a factor for voting in this election? Now, we've spent so much time tracking the protests, tracking, what is happening with the farmers. We've gone out and met them several times over the last 8 to 12 months. The Yavatmal region, the Vidarbha region is facing an acute problem as far as farmer distress is concerned. Also, the tribal areas are areas where farmers have been protesting against the specific Maharashtra government because they wanted their land handed over. We saw them walk into Mumbai twice in the last 1 year demanding that right, a right we understand that has not been given to them. How much of this will actually matter? Or will it finally be a caste split? Do you want to take how do you think this area is going to vote at this point? Will the farmer distress matter at all?
I'm sorry to say this.
You're already
what
going to
I've seen
yes.
in the 6 constituencies that I have toured is a vertical split
yes.
in rural and urban.
Okay.
Rural is, of course, under distress. Their issues are different. But there is a group which I call rural and
yes.
urban, because see, in Vidarbha, they're very small towns,
yes.
except for Nagpur.
Yes.
There's no other big town, and every family, not every family, but most of the families have their homes in towns, whereas some family members stay in the village.
In the village.
So
yes.
that that conflict, as well as the similarity of the unrest, that plays very important role here. And there are also issues within families. I've seen father talking something else and the sons talking something else. So to me, this election is agrarian crisis and farm issues, irrigation. I heard very few people talking about it.
Okay.
But the most talked about thing was caste.
Okay.
Most talked about thing was caste. I've spent 30 years there.
Yes.
I
You were
spent
not
all my
surprised,
life,
yes.
30 years of my in Nagpur and Vidarbha. So I know that region very well. I remember elections since 1980. There were no such thing called caste. I've seen Nagpur electing representatives from micro minority communities. We have elected Brahmins, we have elected Parsi, we have elected a Komti for 4 terms, we have elected a Kunbi twice and a Marwadi once. So 16 elections, only 4 I think was majority, people from majority community. So I hope at least Nagpur does not vote on these lines. But other places I've seen people talking caste within caste, Teli versus Kunbi.
Yes.
And the Congress is responsible for this. I mean, I wouldn't say responsible. In a way, they are very smart, in fielding Kunbis in 5.
yes.
So the cascading effect from Nagpur till Yavatmal. I'm talking about 7 seats. There are 2 more seats where Kunbis are in the fray. So that mouth-to-mouth publicity and that mouth-to-mouth talk, speculations, has also given rise to polarization between the castes. People think if Kunbis can, take this stand, why can't we consolidate against them? So that is how things are going there. But I'm still hopeful that people will not, think about caste and think about the issues and the people
yes.
who they think can, solve their problems.
Mr. Rag, also unlike other parts in Nagpur, at least in Vidarbha, the BJP has a strong leader. They have Nitin Gadkari. He positions himself very clearly as a Nagpur man. Unlike everywhere else where they're saying the leader is Narendra Modi, vote for Narendra Modi, and everybody's sort of taking a back step. Nitin Gadkari is not doing that. He's positioning himself as a strong regional leader as well. Do you see that perhaps working past the entire farm crisis, or is the farm crisis not an election issue for you?
Yeah, let me tell you, Vidarbha is a very peculiar region. So far till I think in late 90s, it was a bastion of Congress. I have seen all 11 seats, that time there were 11 Lok Sabha seats, all 11 seats going to Congress. That era I have seen. But now they seen a change, and in 2014, all went to BJP.
Yes.
BJP and Shiva Sena combination. The peculiar point of BJP there is that is the headquarters of RSS. Nagpur is the headquarters of RSS. Apart from that, leaders like Fadnavis, Nitin Gadkari, they are there. So BJP is definitely in a stronger position in Vidarbha, and they would, in my opinion, if my calculations go right, and last time they were all 10, now at least 7 to 8 would go to BJP in any case. If BJP has to make any sizable role in Maharashtra, they will have to win Vidarbha, and they are making like that. Another thing is, there is no third combination. There is only Congress and there is BJP, Congress, BJP alliance and Congress alliance.
Straight fight.
Yes, yes. So it's a straight fight.
There is small Vanchit Bahujan Agadi because of Prakash Ambedkar, but that will make a dent in a couple of seats.